Hello, Gene Schwimmer here. Welcome to today's vlog. Today I want to talk about an important federal court decision that you may have missed because it was a decision concerning an issue that occurred within a single state, Colorado, but it has national implications, and more than that, it has constitutional implications. It's a great victory for those of us who support the Constitution. Now, as often happens, I have to lay some groundwork for the importance of this decision. So, first of all, as many may have noticed, Democrats have a problem with accepting loss. This has been especially apparent since the election of Donald Trump. I'm going to do a video on this actually, on the concept of loser's consent. That's the term that a writer came up with, loser's consent, which is that in elections, it's always been the practice in the past that, of course, the side that loses an election, say a presidential election, you feel bad if you lose, but you accept your loss, you pick up the pieces, you move on, and you just try to win the next election. But we have a unique situation here where our Democratic friends are refusing to accept the results of the 2016 election. And they're trying to, well, this is the phrase that a lot of people use, that Democrats, if they can't win under the current rules, they try to change the rules because they have this mindset that only Democratic victories are legitimate. When the Republicans win, it's not legitimate. So you have these threats from some Democrats, including 5 Democratic senators, to change the Supreme Court because there is now a conservative majority on the Supreme Court. So they are threatening, if they ever regain power and control the White House and the Senate, that they are going to increase the number of seats on the Supreme Court. Why? Well, so they can fill those empty seats with liberal judges, which they will easily be able to do because there is no longer a judicial filibuster. But that's one example, and the example I want to talk about today is the Electoral College. Democrats are complaining because Trump won in the Electoral College and lost the popular vote. So in their minds, we have to get rid of the Electoral College because they believe that the president should be elected by popular vote. But we are a federal system, and we are a federal system of 50 states. We have a relatively small number of large population urban areas and a vast area of the country that is rural. The genius of our system is to give these smaller states a little bit more power and the large states a little bit less power than they would have under a straight democratic system if we considered the whole country just one country instead of what it is, a federation of 50 states. This is what Democrats want to get rid of because they don't want to have to, well, they call them deplorables. They don't want to have to need or even talk to, in my opinion, except to talk down to the so-called deplorables, the people in the heartland of America. They want to appeal to only the large urban areas on either coast. They want to be able to win with only those votes. They actually want the entire country to be like the Upper West Side of New York. I lived in New York for 40 years. I can tell you, you do not, if you live in a heartland state, want to be like the Upper West Side of New York. But I'm getting off the track here. The reason I'm talking about the Electoral College is because they want to get rid of the Electoral College. Now, the only way to do that constitutionally is with a constitutional amendment. So, as our Democratic friends often do, they are looking for a way to work around the Electoral College to achieve the same result without having to get people to vote for a constitutional amendment. So, this is the plan that they came up with. It's called the National Popular Vote Pact. It's an agreement among the states that vote for this pact that however the electoral votes turn out in their individual states, however the people of their own state vote, the states that are party to this compact, to this agreement, will assign all of their electoral votes to whichever candidate wins the popular vote. If a candidate loses in a particular state, that state's vote will be nullified and the electors would be assigned to the candidate that the state voted against but happened to win the popular vote. This compact, this agreement goes into effect when enough states have signed on to it to reach the magic number of 270 electoral votes, which is the number of electoral votes needed to elect a president. We are right now about 70 electoral votes away from that, which brings us to the Colorado case, which in a way is, well, it's interesting, but it's also ironic because the matter was an attempt to help Hillary Clinton, to help the Democratic candidate win. These are the facts. The facts are that Colorado has a state law that presidential electors, they have to cast their electoral votes for the candidate who wins in their state. But one of these electors, who under Colorado law was supposed to vote for Hillary Clinton, decided to vote for John Kasich. So Colorado ordered him to change his vote, or Colorado changed his vote from a vote for John Kasich to one for Hillary Clinton. Now this went to the federal court, and the federal court ruled against Colorado because, and this is something I said myself, that's unconstitutional. The Constitution says that the states should decide how to choose its electors, but the state is not empowered to tell these electors how they should vote. That was the whole logic behind these attempts that you saw in the 2016 election to get electors to change their vote from a vote for Trump to a vote for Hillary Clinton, because they had the constitutional power to do that, and the state and Donald Trump could do nothing about it if they decided to do that. So what this means for the whole nation and for the Constitution is that if, I can't imagine this going to the Supreme Court, but if it does, I'm sure that the Supreme Court will rule the same way. And what that means is that this entire national popular vote compact is dead on arrival. It's unconstitutional because a state cannot direct its electors to vote for the candidate who gets the most popular votes or the candidate who gets the most or the least or the whatever you want to say of anything. It's up to the electors. The electors can change their votes, and that's where it lies. It's a great victory for the Constitution, in my opinion. And as for my Democratic friends, any of you who are watching this, the answer is really simple. Go out and win an election under the current rules. They've been the rules for over 200 years, and they worked fine until Donald Trump was elected. And they still work fine today, except for liberals who, as I said, cannot accept a loss. And if they can't win under the current rules, then they try to change the rules. And if they can't change the rules, they try to get around the rules. So, sorry, can't do that. And I'm out of here. That's my vlog for today. Thanks for stopping by. As usual, thumbs up if you liked the video. Share it with anybody you think would benefit from the video. Got any comments? Got a comment section below the video. You can also put in there a suggestion for a future topic. Got a Twitter account, then you can tweet my URLs out to your followers, invite them to retweet, and of course watch the videos. You can subscribe that would be great. Then I would have lots of subscribers, and I would just feel great when I see how many subscribers I have. And finally, you could come back and see me again. I look forward to seeing all of you, and possibly all of you and a few more new people. And until then, bye.